And he's like put his arm around me, and like it was like getting lower and lower, you know what I mean? Yeah, your Korean is really good. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm a student and all that stuff. So she's talking to him, Bria's talking to this dude, and then I'm babysitting the 20-year-old. I guess, you know, he was like, all right, if I play it cool for tonight, if I pretend to be a gentleman for most of this night, then she'll let me.
Boy, if you don't get...
What's up, idols? It's Cece Lesson 3. Welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, to commemorate the fact that I will be back in Korea on May 23rd, I decided to give you guys a story time from about May 23rd. It was like last year, me and Bria went to Busan for a few days. Because the first time I went, I wasn't like a YouTuber yet, and I was like, oh my god, I want to like vlog Busan for once, like finally. So we went. It was a lovely vacation. I did vlog what we did there and everything, so like you guys can check that out. It's in 2 parts. But if you guys see, I think it's part of the first vlog. We are on the beach at night and everything, and like some stuff went down. I didn't really go into detail with what went down, but like, it is 2:12. We were actually about to leave, but then these dudes came over like, hey, my friend lost his wallet. Y'all seen it? And we was like, no. Like 3 of them just stayed to talk with the 3 of us while the friend still lost his wallet. And I'm just now getting back in the house. So I'm about to go to sleep. But like, I don't know what was going on. Like, I don't know what the holiday was. This was the end of May 2021. So if you guys can help me out with that, what the holiday might have been, because it was in the middle of the week and there was mad foreigners on the beach and out, and we knew that they were all military. Yeah, so this story time is gonna just be you guys' friendly reminder that when and if you get to Korea, avoid the military men. Just don't. Don't waste your time with them. They are fuckboys to their core. Respectfully. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any interesting encounters with military men as well. Let me set the scene. This was a beautiful night in Busan. Like, it was a weeknight. This was also in the middle of COVID, so Korea was very strict this time last year, which is so weird that now there's no quarantine if you're fully vaccinated. There's no curfews or lockdowns. Like, everything is just open again, which is so crazy how much can change in a year. So everything closed at 10. Like, I don't think clubs were open, but pubs, restaurants, shops, everything had to be closed by 10 p.m. And this was still during a time when foreigners had to quarantine, so I knew they weren't like tourists or anything. Like, it wouldn't be that many, surely, who's willing to go quarantine for 14 days and then spend, what, like a week or 2 in Korea before they gotta go back home for work and school and stuff. Me and Bria got delicious samgyeopsal. We had some barbecue. They're playing all the right music, BTS and Dean, and it was a vibe. And you know, we were a little litty. We was drinking soju and makgeolli and stuff. And again, all this is in the vlog if you guys want to see it, but I'm just gonna go a bit more in detail about what happened and the guys we met on the beach. So we see that everything's closing up, but everybody in like masses are just heading to the beach. So we're like, it's early, we're wide awake, we're a little litty, we do not want to go back to our hotel and like get ready for bed. So we go to the beach, and first of all, the weather is beautiful. It was a little chilly, but we had like jackets and everything. It was a little windy. And then there's like a beautiful blood red moon right there. Oh my, it was so freaking beautiful. And I will say, this was like a time in particular, me and Bria was like, why the fuck are we single? Like, like it was hella couples everywhere. It was just such a romantic vibe on the Haeundae beach in Busan. And our hotel was right there too. The restaurant we ate was right there. So it was all in like a 5-minute walk. It was great. So me and her just standing there, people watching. Then this girl came over to us. She was from France. And she recognized my friend Bria's hair. Like, Bria has like this bright, gingery, adorable curly hair. She's like, I think we're on the same flight. I remember seeing your hair. And she's like, oh yeah, like it was the same time. We left Seoul at the same time. And then she told us like she was there by herself because her friend had COVID and was supposed to go with her. We're like, she's like, no, don't worry, I tested negative. And we were like, okay, cool. Because this was the time before, you know, we were allowed to get our vaccines and stuff, so nobody was vaccinated really. Yeah, so it was like, just stick with us, and like we're just people watching, we're not really doing much. So she's like, yeah, so like, where you guys from? And she was really sweet. And that, like, people keep asking me like, oh, I'm scared to go to Korea by myself. I don't want to be alone all the time. Listen, I can't emphasize enough how easy it is to make foreign friends. Like, you just connect, because if you're a foreigner there, there's a chance that you have, a high chance that you have the same interests. You like K-pop, you like to travel, you like Korean food, you're interested in the culture here, you're a teacher, you're a student, you're military. Like those are typically what it is. So you will have something in common with these people and you just, boom. Like Bria and Aaron are like two of my best friends and I met them in Korea. Like I went to Korea not knowing them, met them in Korea, we are like this, son. So that's what I'm saying, like people are really worried about, oh, I don't want to go alone, I'm scared about solo travel to Korea. Do not worry, you will meet friends. It's such a vibe, it's so easy. Anyway, so we're sitting there people watching and like we're just narrating like what we think is going on in people's lives. Like then we saw this really cute dude. He had on like a Letterman style jacket with a hoodie underneath and wearing jeans, hands in his pockets, walking along the beach, just like kind of like sulking a little bit. And we're like, oh, did he get dumped? Like what's going on? It was like he's filming a K-pop music video by himself. It felt like a ballad, like. With the man just wandering the beach by himself, his girlfriend looking for his Yoja Chingu. He's literally like making a music video. So yeah, like we were just people watching. And then there was people setting off fireworks and stuff. And the cops kept telling them to stop, but they kept doing it anyway. So we're just watching like somebody gonna get arrested. Ooh, who gonna be first? And then we saw like this really cool, it was like a group of like Korean like young adults. They might have been like, I don't know, 19, 20, 21. And it was like mad groups of foreigners just gathered on the beach. And then like he walked by them, this black dude, and they were like, hey brother, where are you from? And he's like, hey, and like they gave him a drink. And it was such a cool night, man. After being there for, I don't know, like an hour and a half, 2 hours, we're like, yeah, it's getting late, it's getting colder, we should go. So me, Bria, and I don't remember her name, but she was from France and she's lovely. We started to walk towards the, like away from the shore towards the sidewalk because we were about to leave. And then this group of military men approached us. And they was like, hey, have y'all seen like, I can't remember if it was a phone or a wallet or both, but some guy who was in the military with them, he was one of their friends, he lost his phone or his wallet or both, I can't remember. And we were like, oh damn, like dude, that sucks. I mean, it's on the beach and it's crowded, that's gone. I don't know, it could be in the ocean, it could be in somebody else's pocket. So we're like, oh no, like, oh my God, that sucks so bad. Then we were kind of just, they're asking more questions, like where were y'all over there? We're like, yeah, we were just kind of standing there. Then we just started to walk back this way because it's getting late. Fewer people are on the beach, like people are like going home, it's getting late. It's like midnight or 1 a.m. at this point. And then they just start, like this one dude started talking to my friend Bria, like, but she was feeling him a little bit, so I was just like, all right, I guess we're not going home yet. You know how you switch to like wing woman mode? So like, if one of the friends is talking to you, you kind of like entertain them just to give your friend more time with the guy she likes. So this boy was young. I had just turned 28, that dude was like 20. I'm just sitting there like kind of cold, like, oh, God damn it, all right. Yeah, so how long you been in the military? Like trying to be friendly but not give any hint that I'm interested, because I was not. Then the French girl, she was sitting there and these two Korean dudes came up to her and she speaks like fluent Korean, like she was really good. This one dude, like you could tell the friend was kind of like, oh my God, like I just want to go. But the other friend was like, oh, like where are you from? And oh, you're so pretty, your Korean is really good. And she's like, oh yeah, I'm a student and all that stuff. So she's talking to him, Bria's talking to this dude, and then I'm babysitting the 20-year-old. So I mean, he was chill, like it wasn't anything bad or suggestive, but I'm not very good at being social when I'm not interested, you know what I mean? Some people can fake it, I can't, but I was trying to. So I was just like, oh yeah, I was a teacher here for like 2 years, now I just kind of come and go for a few months at a time. It's like, oh, that's dope, what do you do? And oh, I do YouTube right now because of COVID. And he's like, oh, that's what's up, what's your channel? And he asked for my contact information, like my Kakao, Instagram, and all that stuff, which I didn't mind because I mean, I was about to leave Korea in like 3 weeks at that point anyway, so I wasn't gonna be around. And I told him that. So then we're just sitting there for forever. And there was this sweet old lady who was like walking up and down near the sidewalk selling these little like sparklers. There was this foreign dude who like bought hella from her and she's like, oh, like it was cash only. He bought, I don't know, it had to be like 20 or 30 because he gave them out to everybody who was there. We just lit them up. We're just like listening to music and jamming the sparklers and stuff. It was really nice. And it was cute because he was teaching this Korean couple how to do bachata. A beautiful cultural moment. A Latino man is teaching this Korean couple how to dance. Aww. And after a while, thank God, but we finally started to walk like towards our hotel. And then the guy that Bria was with, I guess was like a senior member to the 20-year-old that I was babysitting. And he was like, yo, you need to be a gentleman, walk her home, bro. And I was like, oh, please don't do that. Like, I'm good, I know how to get home from here. He insisted, and I was just looking at Bria, and we were going in the same direction anyway, so I'm like, fine, whatever. And this is when he started to get a little more like forward and suggestive. I guess, you know, he was like, all right, if I play it cool for tonight, if I pretend to be a gentleman for most of this night, then she'll let me.
Boy, if you don't get...
Bria was clearly interested in her guy, so she's like walking slower. I'm like trying to walk faster just to get there and get away from this dude. Like, again, nothing against him. I'm not the hookup type. I was not looking for that. I was not interested in him at all. I was just babysitting him so my friend could spit her game with his homie. Then he's like, so like, you single? And I was just like, yeah. And then that's my first mistake. I know you're always supposed to be like, yeah, I've been in a relationship for like 30 years or whatever. Like, you're supposed to lie, because otherwise they'd be like, oh, all right, and they think they got a shot. I was like, yeah, I'm single. I'm kind of not looking for anything like that at all right now. Like, I'm not looking for any real. I was trying to shut down everything that he might have come at me with. I was like, I'm not looking for a relationship, not looking for hookups, not interested in any of that. I just, you know, I'm just kind of doing my own thing. And he's like, oh yeah, that's cool, that's cool. So like, how long you gonna be in Busan? And at that point, I think we only had like the next full day, and then we were leaving the morning after that, so not very long at all. And he wanted to hang out again. I was like, oh yeah, you know, me and Bria, our time here is precious, so we're kind of booked up. And he's like, put his arm around me, and like, it was like getting lower and lower, you know what I mean? Yeah. So then, you know, I'm kind of walking faster, trying to increase the gap between us, because we were walking right next to each other. And we finally get to the hotel room. I'm about to go up, but he like stops me, and he's like trying to talk to me before I go up. And he's like, yeah, like, he was pretending to be lost. I don't know if he's pretending or if he actually was. He's like, I actually don't know how to get to my hotel from here. You say you've been to Busan before, like, can you walk me? Can you help me out? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, like, I'm not really that familiar with this area either, but you know, you can use Kakao Maps, and you can use Neighbor, like, there's plenty of apps you can use to navigate Korea. And it's in English. So then he's like, yeah, well, you know, can I like charge my phone or something? Because it might actually die. Basically, he's making any excuse to come up to my room with me, and that was not gonna happen.
No!
He was like, yeah, so like, you really not gonna let me come up? And I was like,
no!
No, dude, like, I kind of said that a few times already. I don't know why you thought my mind would change suddenly, but I'm not, no, like, no thanks. It was nice meeting you. Hit me up on Kakao if you ever want to talk, but other than that, like, that's it, bro. And he was like, dang, like, I thought you was really feeling me, like, I thought... No. So yeah, then I was like, you know, bye, and finally made it up to my hotel room, and I was just like, oh my god. Oh my god. And Bria took forever to come up after I did. It was probably like a 30 minutes later. And I'm like, you good? And she was chilling. She was enjoying her time with her dude. Like, she found a good one. Like, they had, you know, good little conversation. So then he hit me up on Kakao, like, what was it, like a week and a half? It was maybe like 9 days later. And he's like, hey, and I was just like, because that was the first message. So I'm used to a lot of people having my Kakao and not really remembering or knowing who they are if they don't message me. Because I used to be on a lot of dating apps and stuff too. So I was just like, hey. And he was like, yeah, I guess you don't remember me. And I was like, I'm sorry. You know, sometimes your Kakao name be so random, and I don't even remember what his real name was, but it wasn't his name. And he was like, yeah, we met in Busan at the beach, military. I was like, oh yeah, like, how are you? And he was like, TBH, I'm feeling a little hurt. And I was like, feeling a little hurt, what's wrong? And he was like, you really dissed me, man. Like, I spent all that time talking with you, and you wouldn't even let me come up.
That kid there.
FBI, open up!
I didn't say anything after that. I just said, and block. Yeah. You hear all these stories from foreigners who go to Korea, and like, you see them in the clubs, you see them in Itaewon, and you're warned to stay away from these military dudes. I think they live by the mantra, I'm here for a good time, not a long time. Every foreigner I've ever talked about Korea with warns you against the military dudes. I don't have too much experience with military dudes. This is like the second encounter with one. I told you guys about the first one, but for those who are newer here, I'll briefly talk about that. So we were in Itaewon. This was like May of 2017. We had hella time off because Park Geun-hye was impeached, and they had like a new special election, and that's when Moon Jae-in was elected. And then that like coincided with, I think it was Buddha's birthday. We had like a 5-day weekend. Like, we had a lot of days off, 5 or 6 day weekend. So we went up to, I was living in Jeju at the time, flew up to Itaewon, or flew up to Seoul, stayed in Itaewon with my friends at a guest house. Then this guy, like, he was military, clearly. Wait, was this Hongdae? I can't remember if this was in Hongdae or Itaewon, actually. This dude, like, pretended to to be calling somebody. Oh my god, wait, what happened? I might be conflating two different stories, but like, I remember being given like a stuffed animal by this dude pretending to be on the phone. Like, his friend came over to me to get my contact information for his friend because his friend was pretending to be on the phone. And I was just like his phone rang while it was on his ear. Like, he heard the iPhone and he was pretending to be on the phone. So I was like, that was awkward, but also kind of cute. So I was like, I'll allow it. And I gave him my contact information. I think it was just Instagram at that time. And you know, we were talking friendly, like it wasn't anything. He wasn't like too forward or too suggestive or anything. He's like, yo, we should hang out, we should go out, we should go to a movie, go out to dinner. Like, I love dakgalbi. And I was like, oh my god, me too, especially with cheese. I don't remember how, but I remember being on his Instagram one day and I see that he had a wife and a daughter. Like back home in America while he was here in the military. Wait, not here, but in Korea doing military. So he asked me out one day and I was like, oh, you gonna bring your wife too? And he's like, oh damn, you saw that? I was like, yeah, I saw that. And that was like how that ended. But yeah, that's like my only 2 encounters with military men in Korea. Let me know in the comments below if you guys have any interesting encounters with military men as well. That was a funny one. So thanks for watching. If you did, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. And I will see you guys next time. Annyeong.